Problem number 1 is combining like terms. So if you do it by hand, you need to distribute the -1 first, then combine everything. Or if you want to do it in Desmos, put this in Desmos and put all the answer choices in Desmos, all of these, and see which one is equivalent. Which one's the same? Okay, exactly the same. So you can do it that way. But if we do it by hand, let's do it by hand. I'm going to distribute the negative here and here, so it's going to change the signs. Everything else is going to stay the same. That's a +1, so these parentheses go away. So when I distribute this here and here, I end up with -6x minus 2. Okay? Everything else, you just bring it down. So I have 3x squared plus 4x minus 6x squared plus 8. I got all of that from right here. This stays the same. And then you combine like terms, so the things that look alike. 3 minus 6 is -3x squared. Well, the only one with a -3x squared is B. Okay, so you can stop there or you can continue. 4 minus 6 is -2x, and 8 minus 2 is +6. The answer is B. Okay, but if you put it all in Desmos, you'll see that B is the same thing as what we started with. Problem 2, it tells you right here what to do. Combine. Combine like terms. So you're adding them, right? So this one goes with this one. You add. And this one goes with this one. You add. So this one's going to stay the same. You see? So it's between A or B, not C or D. So when I put that in Desmos, 1/2 plus 3 1/2 arrow over plus 3 is 3.5. If you hit the fraction button, that's 7/2. Okay, so look at your answer choices. 7/2 x squared minus 4/5x. And then you combine these two. You can put those two in Desmos. Same thing, 9/2 plus 1/6. 9/2 plus 1/6 gives you a fraction, which is 14/3. Okay? So you can see what the answer is. Any questions about that? Okay. Now, the easy ones. Well, I think they're easy because all you're doing is factor trees, right? What are two numbers that multiply and give you 48? 8 times 6. Okay, those are not prime numbers. So what two numbers multiply and give you 8? 4 and 2. 2 is a prime number. Two numbers that multiply and give you 4? 2 and 2. What about two numbers that multiply and give you 6? 3 and 2, and those are also prime numbers. Write these down. The prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and so forth and so on. Okay? I have a pair of 2's and another pair of 2's that can come outside. So I take one out, and then I take another one out, and then this 3 stays inside. Okay? So that gives you 4 square root of 3. I have a trick. Do you want to learn the trick? Okay? If you put this in Desmos and you put all of these in Desmos, one of those is going to be the same. You want to try it? Let's go put it in Desmos, everybody. The first one, we started with square root of 48. So right here, I'm going to put the square root of 48. My answer, right? My answer was 4 square root of 3. 4 square root of 3 gives me the same thing. The other ones do not. Let's try B, which is 5 square root of 3. That's not the same. You see? If I try 16 square root of 3, that's also not the same. So you can do it that way in Desmos. Okay, so you can try number 4 in Desmos. Pause the video, try it out, and then I'm going to move on to problem number 5. Okay, let's do problem number 5. I think problem number 5 is probably the hardest one on here just because it's a lot of steps. Okay, so we're going to rewrite it. I want you to rewrite and put 12r to the 5th, s to the 7th over 2s to the 3rd times 3 parentheses r to the 6th to the 2nd power. And I'm moving this one up right now. Okay, so that's s to the positive 5. There's nothing at the bottom. There's nothing left at the bottom, so it's just a 1. Okay? Then we're going to start multiplying. Well, I need to multiply these two. 6 and 2 because it's a power to another power. And I need to divide these two. What else can I do? I need to subtract these two. There's a whole bunch of things that I can do all at the same time. So we're going to start with this. What's 12 divided by 2? 6. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So now I just have a 6 here. If I subtract these two, the s, 7 minus 3 is what? 4. So my s, I'm going to leave this there because there's nothing to do. So that's r to the 5th power. And then this one was s to the 4th power. Right? Times, there's nothing at the bottom anymore. There's nothing at the bottom. So you can put a 1 if you want to. The 3 stays there. And these two multiply. What's 6 times 2? 12. So now this r is 12. And then the s stays by itself, s to the 5th power, all over 1. Okay? Multiply 6 times 3. What's 6 times 3? 18. There's only one answer with the number 18. Okay? The r's, you add them. So I have 5 r's here and 12 r's here. How many r's total? Se suman. 17. 5 plus 12 is 17. And the s's, same thing. You add those two. 4 plus 5 is 9. All over 1, which is the same thing as that. Okay? So it's a lot of steps. I just need you to try your hardest on it tomorrow. Let's move to question 6. This one's pretty easy. This whole thing is going to move to the bottom. And this is going to move to the top. So they're going to flip because it's a negative exponent and a negative exponent. So I'm going to change them. So write this down. On top I have a to the positive 12. And on bottom I have a squared to the positive 3. Okay? What do I do with the 2 and the 3? ¿Qué se hace? What do you do with this? Multiply. Okay? So that's 2 times 3 is 6. So at the bottom, I have a to the 6th power. On top, it stays the same, a to the 12th power. So what do I do with the 12 and the 6? No, this is division, so you subtract. 12 minus 6 equals 6. A to the 6th power. And it stays at the top because which one has more, the top or the bottom? The top has more, so the answer is C. Okay? Question number 7. Questions 7 and 8, all you have to do is distribute the exponents. So distribute here, and distribute here. So I'm going to have 100 to the 1/2 power. I'm going to have 2 times 1/2, because the exponents, you have to multiply them. So what's 2 times 1/2? What's half of 2? What's half of 2? La mitad de 2. 1. What's half of 12? 6. So now I have C to the power of 1 and D to the power of 6. And then this one, you have to do it in Desmos. So put this in Desmos. And tell me what it gives you. Put it right here. Parentheses, 1/2, close parentheses, to the power of 1/2 gives me 10, because it's the square root of 100. So that's 10. So it's 10 C D to the 6th power. Okay? We're going to do the same thing with this one. The 2 goes with the 6, and then the 3 and the 2 multiply. The 1/2 and the 4 also multiply. So I have 6 square, and then I have x to the power of 3 times 2, and then right here I have x to the power of 4 times 1/2. So you have to do this one in Desmos, multiply these two, and multiply these two to get you the answer. Pause the video and work that out. So what is 6 squared? 36. So you have 2 answer choices there. What's 3 times 2? 6. That's x to the 6th power. And what's 4 times 1/2? 2. X squared. And then these two, you add them, because it's multiplication. So you add these two. What does that give you? 36x to the 8th power. Okay, let's go to problem number 9. This one's easy. What do you do with these two numbers? No, you do not multiply. You add them. So 2 plus -20. Okay, and that's going to give you the answer. 2 plus -20. So you go ahead and do that one.